It all began with too many tomatoes in the garden one summer. The backyard garden project, with a surplus of produce, soon morphed into a massive collection and sharing of homegrown fruit and veggies across the northwest coast, helping hundreds of needy Tasmanians. Tamara Glumac went on the road with a team of volunteers.
Once destined for the compost heap, these veggies are proving a draw card at the Burnie Community House.
They're just flying out the door. Yeah, we can't now meet the demand really. It's gone before it comes in.
It's cutting my shopping bill in half because I cannot afford it at the grocery shop. I'm finding it difficult with prices. And being on a pension, it's very hard. Very, very hard.
Excess produce from backyard gardens across the northwest coast is helping those most in need.
We're talking hundreds and hundreds of people that are actually taking fresh produce home.
The project's called Produce to the People Tasmania, and the driving force is Penelope Dodd.
It actually all came about because I had too many tomatoes in my own backyard veggie patch one year in the summer of 2009, and I had so many tomatoes I couldn't give them away because it appeared that everybody in the neighbourhood and all of my friends had too many tomatoes that year as well. And it just got me thinking about what was happening to the potential waste.
Ms Dodd was inspired by a food distribution charity in San Francisco, which she's now replicated.
We've gone from just collecting backyard produce, which basically there's a series of drop-off points along the northwest coast, so at cafes and some bank branches, where backyard gardeners can take their produce in, to actually now we're collecting around 2,000, up to 2,000 kilos a month of fresh locally grown produce.
Northwest Coast residents like Brigitte Daily are embracing the concept. The mother of two is new to growing vegetables but is already sharing her harvests. With 4-year-old Paige in tow, she brings excess produce to the Secret Buddha Cafe in Burnie, one of the project's drop-off points.
I can talk to my daughter about it and explain how some people don't have fresh fruit and veg or don't have a garden like we do, so we can share it with them, and she really gets that.
Back at the Burnie Community House, the donations are well received.
Being on a pension and being a single mother, I found that it was very, very tight. I wasn't, getting the right produce at the shopping markets than there is here, where people are growing it for nothing and they're giving it back something to the community.
We're now starting to see people that are living in tents, families living in tents that are coming up and accessing the produce. We have fresh bread as well, but just having the fresh vegetables and fruit is an amazing thing.
How are you going today?
Pretty good.
What's happening in the garden?
Murray Nash is both volunteer gardener and delivery driver for Produce to the People.
We pick it up, it's there that morning, it's been picked that morning, and we deliver it before lunchtime, and they're getting fresh, crisp veggies, and they just love it.
The produce is spread across 25 relief agencies, community houses and schools.
I was blown away the first time I did the run by with Brennan and myself, how thankful the people were, and it was like little birthday presents for some of them. Oh, what do you got today? The eyes light up and they come out with their bins, and yeah, it's we're a good feeling.
Tasmania's obesity and poverty statistics are among the worst in the nation. The state government recently launched a food security strategy, pledging to expand community gardens and teach people on low incomes how to grow their own food. It's something Penelope Dodd believes there's a desperate need for.
Initially it was around what was happening to this food that is potentially going to waste, and it's just grown from there to turn into this idea of not only the community looking after each other, but also that idea of reconnecting people back with their veggie garden in the backyard.
The University of Tasmania has begun researching the social impact Produce to the People is having. Ms Dodd hopes those facts and figures will help secure more funding for the project, which operates on just $30,000 a year.
we actually have the possibility of getting probably doubling the amount of produce that we're collecting at the moment. But one of the things we need to look at is how those agencies can actually handle the extra produce, because a lot of them aren't set up, obviously, to deal with, you know, however many tens of kilos of veggies that we could possibly bring to them on a weekly basis.
For Penelope Dodd, the project is about far more than feeding people. It's about strengthening communities and changing lifestyles.
Coming to places like the Boonah Community House, for example, here on a Wednesday afternoon when there's the Community Kids program, and there's hundreds of people here and they're taking veggies home and, you know, talking about food now and, you know, eating the soup that we've been making and things like that. You can't help but feel really good about what you're doing.